How's it going, everyone? Hope you're doing good. Welcome back to AZ Trading, and in this video I'll be showing you how I managed to capture this bearish move on the Nasdaq, which may look like a small move but is actually around 100 points. This is where I'd usually show my executions. However, since this trade is still ongoing, you can see my trade levels and where I've made my executions. So I'm just zooming out to the 1 hour chart, and at this swing low, I'll be taking off my second last partial, which will leave me 10% of my position to run to the end of the day. So I'll just place that partial limit right at that level. So I still have 25% running, and if I want 10% left to run, then I'll take off 15, which will be a buy limit order. But enough of that, let's get into how we managed to find this entry and the pattern that you can use to find trades like this one. So just for context, this is the 22nd of August and it's a Monday and we're on the Nasdaq 100. So I've just zoomed into a 1 minute chart where you can see that this is where I placed my short and where I've already taken a couple partials. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'd know the pattern that we trade with is the RMR pattern. So first we look for a raid, and I've just drawn a vertical line where the equity market opens at 9:30. And if you look at how price is behaving prior to 9:30, you can see price is making lower lows and lower highs all the way throughout. What this means is sell side liquidity is being taken. See, this low is being raided, this low is being raided, etc. However, on the other side, this means that these highs have not been touched, these highs have not been touched, these highs have not been touched. And we can see that just as 9:30 ticks, price stabs through those relative equal highs, which we can denote as the raid. So the next thing we look for after the raid is a market structure shift. So after this bullish raid here, we look for a bearish market structure shift. So in order for that to happen, we need to see swing lows being broken. So this swing low, this swing low. As soon as those lows are reached through, we can call that a market structure shift. You can see that during this bearish market structure shift, price is very decisive. And when this happens with price, you don't want to get into the habit of chasing price or FOMOing into a trade. You never want to be scared of missing a trade. But in reality, most retail traders are placing shorts during this bearish move. So they're placing their shorts here, placing their shorts there, and before they know it, it's too late and they've placed their short at a really terrible entry. And just imagine the amount of emotional stress they'd have to endure going through this retracement bullish leg. And in most cases, this bullish leg is going to get you stopped out if you have such a terrible entry. So how do we avoid this? We wait for the third element, which is the return. I've just gone into a 3-minute chart since it's a bit clearer to see. And for the return, this is where you wait for any of your entry techniques that get you into your trade. The main one you can use is a gap. So as you can see, during that market structure shift, price printed a gap right there. And so as price retraces into that area, that's where you can place a short. Another entry technique you can use is the order block. So if you look above, before that market structure shift, we have this bullish candle which created a shift in structure. If you extend that one out, this is your bearish order block. So as price retraces into that area, you can place a short there as well. And finally, you can also use a Fibonacci to help your entry. So if you draw a fib from the top of the raid to the bottom of the shift and you extend that out, you can see anywhere above this 50% level would be considered a premium in price. And as long as price is in a premium, then you'll be allowed to take a short position. In my case, I was using a gap to enter. So on the 1 minute chart, you can see this small gap just over here. If you extend that out, once price retraced into that level, I placed my short right there. And once you place your trade, you can never forget about your stop loss, which for me is at the top of the raid. And then we can start looking for objectives below. If we do a little bit of back testing, you can see that my entry was just shy of perfect. But if we have a look at which return method could give you the perfect entry, it would be on the 1 minute chart at this order block over here. If we extend that out, we can see that the most precise candle just tapped that area. But does that mean we'll be unhappy with this position? Of course not. So for my objectives, I look for areas with liquidity and areas with gaps. So we look towards the left and we have this swing low down here. As we broke through that swing low, that's where we took our first partial, which I took just a small amount, a quarter of my position. If we zoom out into a 1 hour chart at this swing low down here, if we extend that out, as price reached that swing low, that's where I took off my second partial. As I took my second partial, I reduced my risk to break even. making this a risk-free trade. My second last partial, which I talked about prior, on the hourly chart you can see is this swing low down here. So once price reaches that area, I'll take off my second last partial, which will leave me 10% running. If you're wondering why my position wasn't triggered at these two moments, it's because of the spread, which means price will likely have to reach around here in order to fill my order. And that's when I'll be letting my trade run to the end of the day, regardless of if it stops me out at break even or whether it completely just dumps. That's pretty much everything for this trade. I wonder if any of you saw this happen live as well. If you did, excellent, keep it up. But as you can see, quite the precise entry and not much drawdown to go through at all. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you'd like to see more content from me, hit that subscribe button. It makes me very happy. Oh, we just hit our second final partial. Excellent. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And as always, take care guys. Peace.